Hello friends, I'm Moon and today we're diving in the most powerful branch of Linux, Arch, and look into the most amazing Linux distributions which provide you the most amazing performance, stability, along with the power of Linux, AUR, Arch user repository as well, and is capable of becoming your day-to-day driver as well. The customization in the thumbnail is linked in the description so you may check it out after the video. And let's get started, shall we? Now let's start with the first one, Manjaro Linux, one of the only and most popular user-friendly Arch-based Linux distributions which aims to make Arch possible and accessible to a broader audience by providing a more polished, beautiful and stable experience out of the box. It also considered as Ubuntu of the Arch world because it balances both power and flexibility. Now let's start with the first one, Manjaro Linux, one of the most popular and user-friendly Arch-based distros, which aims to make Arch accessible for a broader audience by providing a more polished, beautiful and stable experience out of the box. And it is also considered as Ubuntu of the Arch world, as it balances the power and flexibility of Arch Linux. It uses a package manager which is Pacman, along with a graphical front end like PMAC, which means they have their own distribution repositories along with Arch user repository as well. It is based on rolling release model but with a delay to ensure stability in the application. So yep, a perfect blend of stability but out of the box and cutting edge based on the latest Linux kernel. But you can change that by going to Manjaro setting manager as well. So yep, you have complete control over your distribution. It has Calamarus installer, which is a straightforward installer, actually easier than Fedora I'd say. It has options for multiple desktop variants which are XFCE, KDE, GNOME and a community edition which provide Budgie, Cinnamon, i3, Mate and many more. And the best part I love about Manjaro is that it provides GUI tools for easier kernel management, driver installation, updates, almost every big stuff. And as I said, it has PAMAC, Pacman and AUR. And along with that you have additional software repositories from Flatpak, Snaps and app images as well. It is the most amazing distribution in terms of performance with a custom kernel and predefined settings, and it includes proprietary drivers for NVIDIA and AMD GPUs as well, and it has a lot of additions for ARM as well. So yep, you get the power of Arch along with the ease of access and ease of usability as well. Along with the performance and stability, it is beautiful and flexible, and it has great hardware support and a strong community support. So yep, whether you're a beginner, intermediate user, a desktop enthusiast or just a daily driver, Manjaro is the one to go. And now if you're talking about Arch, then how can you forget EndeavourOS, one of the most popular Arch-based Linux distros which is completely Arch and provides a user-friendly and accessible Arch experience while maintaining a close to vanilla Arch setup. It is literally widely appreciated for being lightweight, flexible and offering a minimal but customizable system. It is a getaway to Arch or a gateway to Arch that does not stray too far from the original Arch Linux philosophy, which means if you want to the most closest approach of Arch, then EndeavourOS is the one you should go for. It is designed for users who want the complete Arch experience but without the hassle of manual installation and setup. It is completely Arch, it has Pacman as CLI, yay for AUR support, provides desktop environments, you name it, anyone you want, and it has a rolling release model as it is based on Arch along with latest Linux kernels with options to install others by our Arch user repositories as well. It uses the same installer from Manjaro, but it also provides a net installer that allows users to choose their preferred desktop environment during installation. That is the thing I love about these things. And you see, if you go with net installers, then you can install multiple desktop environments in single installation as well. That's good. It has the most minimal bloatware and it is the most stable yet cutting edge, and it is the closest experience to Arch. So yep, it is so minimal with high customizability and a lot of power to configure your setup. This is just the one you want if you want to experience the closest experience of Arch. It is almost equal to the raw experience of Arch but polished. But you see, there are some contradictions for those who might not want to use EndeavourOS. You see, it has a little learning curve as it is literally closest to Arch. It is less polished out of the box, but If you can use Arch, then you can make anything beautiful. And it doesn't have much GUI tools as Manjaro, but it gives you all the power you need to install them. And now let's go with the most. And now it is time for another most popular Arch user repository based distribution, Garuda Linux, which stands out for its stunning aesthetics, performance optimizations, and user friendly tools. It is actually a cutting edge feature rich distribution which balances beauty and performance. Unlike EndeavourOS, GarudaOS is actually a very polished distribution. And something which is actually different than most other distribution is that it uses Linux Zen kernel by default, which is optimized for better performance. And then most of the stuff is actually same as the previous two, but it has a Garuda Assistant, which is a post-installation tool which allows you to tweak and optimize the system. And it uses BTRFS with automatic snapshots unlike the others, which is actually amazing. I've seen this in Fedora and Vanilla OS, but it's actually one of the first times I've seen it on Arch. And the best part, it has some like a dragonized edition of KDE, and then it has another edition of which is like a gaming edition. Then there are various other editions which are like just catering to users with different distributions. Then it has a Swedified theme, which is like a KDE Dragonized version which features Sweet theme. Like they have applied a lot of efforts in this particular distribution to make it look good while giving a very high performance distribution with the power of Arch. It is a game ready distribution which gives you a particular GUI tool to install game related softwares like Steam, Lutris, and Wine. And thanks to snapshots, it allows you to revert the file system if an update breaks. This is like just the perfect distribution if you want to make Arch your daily driver, because it gives you it's like an ability of failsafe for your Arch. And as you know, like talking about the package management, same, it has Pacman, PAMAC with AUR, but it has a chaotic AUR. It is a curated AUR repository to minimize build times, and it has pre-configured Steam, Lutris, and Proton as well. Amazing, right? So if you are a gamer or some content creator or just someone who wants to use the full potential of their hardware, then this is the one you'd be looking for. And yeah, if you want a beautiful desktop out of the box. But if you are a Linux user, then you can just go to the description and install the customization you saw on the thumbnail. Isn't that right? Now let's move to the next distribution, Arco Linux, an Arch-based distribution. But well, it's obvious all the distributions in this list are Arch-based, but this one is known for its flexibility and its learning-oriented approach. Well, how can I explain this? It is like a distribution but a set of multiple projects that caters to beginners, intermediate users, and advanced users as well. It is designed to help the users learn Arch Linux step by step. It has Pacman and Yay, and it, like any other distribution, gives you access to multiple desktop environments, mostly all of them. Now let me just talk about something like Arco Linux is actually split into several projects. First one is the full-featured complete desktop experience with XFCE OpenBox or i3, which is like Arco Linux, just Arco Linux. And then they have Arco Linux D, which is a minimal version that lets you choose and build their own desktop environment from scratch. Then they have Arco Linux B, which allows users to build their own ISO with their chosen desktop and application. Then they have an Arco Linux S, which is a simplified version designed for speed and efficiency. Then they have an Arco Linux L, which is focused on learning and mastering Arch environment. Now, if you're a beginner, just start with Arco Linux L and then progress to D or Arco Linux B as you become more comfortable with Arch, and then you can go with the fully featured Arco Linux version as well. Talking about customizability and versatility, then yes, so many versions, so many abilities to even create your own ISO from scratch. That is something like someone actually asked me that do I provide a paid Arch Linux or do I provide my own very own custom built Linux distribution and do I sell that? Well, looks like it is a great idea to create an amazing ISO of Linux and feature that on my channel. Well, but selling something like that is actually not a good idea as anyone can make that for free. Well then, I'll try that sometime else. Now leaving that, I believe this is one of the most amazing distributions till now in this list, as it actually gives you access to create your own personalized Arch based Linux ISO. Just amazing, like the hassle of creating an Arch Linux setup from scratch, installing each and every application, desktop, everything. You can just create an ISO and give all of that out of the box. That is actually amazing. And it uses timeshift for system snapshots, which allows you to roll back after problematic updates. So yep. And it has multiple kernel options as well, which are like LTS for a stable approach, Zen for performance approach, or just the mainline kernels based on your needs. This one is actually amazing, I'd say. Like, it has actually caught my eye here. So I can easily suggest Arco Linux to everyone, literally everyone. No matter what your needs are, Arco Linux can give you your best Linux distribution, as you can actually build your own distribution from scratch. Unless you don't like Arch, but I do like Arch. Now it is time for something different. Now we have Reborn OS. Well, again, an Arch based distribution which provides a user friendly, customizable, and versatile experience. Blah blah blah, all that same stuff. Well, what's different here? That is actually indeed some question I don't know, because well, let me just think. Like Reborn OS does not provides you anything in operating system base which is different, but it gives you a lot of customizable and user experience features. For example, they have a graphical tool called Reborn OS Fire, which allows you to install popular softwares, manage the system, and update packages. Then they have their maintenance tool, which simplifies system maintenance like task of cleaning package cache, optimizing system. And then they have an update notifier, which, well, as the name suggests, it gives you notifications based on the updates of latest packages. Then they have AUR support out of the box. Then they have PAMAC, just like anyone. But then they have something called Reborn OS Hub, a control center that manages various aspects of system from one place. Now these are the things you get out of the box. And then another thing, it is literally a very minimal operating system along with options to enable ZRAM, performance governors, and system D tweaks for faster responsiveness and performance as well. Like, yes, it is a pretty unique distribution, I'd say, and its customization is actually very high, if I compare it to other distributions till now. So I can easily say, like, if you want to try something new, something chilling, something thrilling, then this is the one you might want to install. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, then subscribe for more awesome tech videos uploaded on this channel daily, consistently, and I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, I'm signing out. And yeah, there's another thing. Recently, I thought about, starting my own news channel. Not news channel, like creating news videos which are based on tech every 3 days on this channel, and then split them into shorts for targeting a broader audience. Tell me in the comments what do you think about it, because I'm a little confused about that. Well then, I'll meet you in the next video. Till then, I'm signing out.